rabbit hole was created to dive deeper into subjects that needed further examination. Hi, I'm Joe, and my guest and I will take you on a journey of discovery and exploration. We will provide insight and theories regarding the subjects we discuss. Come join us live at joeslicklive.locals.com, or you can join us on Facebook or Twitch or YouTube. Thanks, and look forward to seeing you. And remember, don't get none on you. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share, and hit the bell so that, you can enjoy when notified when things happen. Alrighty then. It lets me have at least 3 sips of coffee before I got to join the club. Yeah, solar wind right now is back to normal, 393. Proton density is about 7 per cubic meter. And we've had a C8 and an M1 flare in the last 24 hours. So it stayed around in the sea level. So it's been really kind of chill. 84 is now the only one that has beta gamma magnetic field. Beta gamma delta. Yeah, let me show you. Yeah, I got music in my heart right now, baby. Let me tell you. Good morning, calmness. Good morning, 42. Good morning, Timmy. Good morning, Walleye King. I think Timmy's going on an interview this morning, I pray. Good morning, Susan. Always a pleasure to see you. Robin's Nest. Good morning. Good morning, Denise in the UK. Good morning, Canuck. Good morning, Lake Girl 19, better known as Miss Montana. I love doing that. Simply Sue, good evening. And Flutter Girl, big hugs to you. Ramblin' Wreck and Rhubarb 3. Good morning to all of you. I didn't call your name. Like, I know I didn't call Red, but good morning, Red. I know you're out there. 84 right here is a beta gamma delta magnetic field, and it's not happy. I don't know what happened to 3780. I don't know. 37. Wait, was one of these up here too, or was it that one? They all were pretty busy. Yep. So, Gen Mech Storm still in effect. You know, if we went to, let me see here. Oh, the X-rays. We'll see it over there. Yeah. See, here's the. Well, come on now. I don't know. There we go. You can see we were at G4 the other day, at KP8, you know, almost KP9. KP9's the G5 extreme. We were in severe. They were expecting strong. So there was some things that were going on. Usually on the severe side, there's 100 of them per solar cycle. So severes, I think we've already had 2, far as I remember, this year. Yeah, and solar radiation is there, and then radio blackouts, pretty good. But yeah, we had a KP8. Yeah. Now we're down to KP1, right? So we had a pretty good stuff yesterday, and we're on the rise again, I can see right now. Why is it? There you go. God bless America. It went up and then it's back down. So it only peaked up at a C582. So nothing to worry about. Yeah. So get out of there. All right. Severe Steve, it says, geometric storm August 12th sparked widespread auroras both in the hemispheres. And the sightings in the USA as far south as Texas, Mississippi, and AZ, where I'm at. Upon close inspection, not all lights were auroras. Many saw a Steve. Here in New Zealand, check it out. I mean, think about it. What would you do if you were driving down the road and you saw this in the sky? You'd be going, is the rapture happening? Because, I don't know. You know, it's up in the air. Right? Unless you knew what you're looking at. I always trip about that. Here's another one. You know, it's a bubble eye. I don't really like those cameras. But, yeah, check that out. Looks like a space rocket or something coming across the atmosphere, eh? Here in New Zealand, a front row seat of the exciting display of southern lights. Did you know they had southern lights down there? I'd be wake up to see that. Yeah. I don't know. And pink ribbon in a Steve Griffin's photo is a pink glow caused 300 degrees Celsius ribbons of gas flowing through the Earth's atmosphere or magnetosphere. And what the hell? Faster than 13,000 miles an hour. So 3,000 hot gases, 3,000 degree hot gases hit our atmosphere, went through our magnetosphere, right? 3,000 degrees Celsius? It's like, I mean, it's a good thing it's burning up the gas while it was coming through. You know? Maybe the UN's got to book the sun? Freaking UN. Whatever. Anyway, so sunspot 384. We already talked about this stuff. They said we're due to have a 7.33 storm. No, right now it's under 2. No significant coronal hole in the equatorial region. There is one in the top. It won't disturb us. In this visual here, this diagram here, is of the inner solar system. There's the sun, there's Merc and all that, and then there's little old Earth. These are all the rocks that come around us, right? Like I mean, the Earth is going around the sun, but this is what's around us, eh? And look at all these little boogers. Yeah. Asteroids coming through our atmosphere and stuff like that. 239 fireballs. I think we're going through Pleiades right now. And if you looked up in the sky around midnight, you'd probably see them. Yeah, that's shooting stars and all that, right? Today is the 13th of August. There are 2 rocks. Yep. One is way out there, a little over 5 million miles. The other is about 3 million miles. And both, one's almost 90 feet. The other one is 57 feet thereabouts. What, 999? It's 27 and then 30. Yeah, 57. Both are traveling pretty quick, 10 kilometers a second, between 8 and 10. 7 and 8, yeah. These rocks, I mean, you get a rock that's, 90 feet across. is traveling so fast, faster than a speeding bullet. You know, like about 8,000 miles an hour. And it's about 90 foot. Do you think you can move out the way? I know I couldn't. That's what I worry about them rocks. Still, an X flare is 30% chance. And class M is 75% chance. Yeah. Well, there's a more. Geomagnetic storm probabilities in mid-latitudes 20%, and the higher is 20. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it goes. Look at Lasco here. See if anything happened yesterday, eh? This is the 12th, and we're moving to the 13th. Boom! Little popper down below. Another little one. Another little one. And another little one. Oh. And one just let off. I didn't see the one letting off, but let's see. And my neighbor taking dogs out to crap. He takes them, put them in his side by side, and he goes out into the desert there and lets them run, go potty, and then he brings them back. Right here at the very end. Boom, right there, right? So it looks like it started about 12:30 hours. Yeah. I don't see any diving. No, that was my belly ground. Yeah, I don't see any diving asteroids into the sun, which is good. Solar wind. Let me check out some things here. Yeah. All right. You can see the wind was blowing pretty good. Yep. Dynamic pressure was way up, about 1.9. We went into 2 range. Yeah, and then we did just let off. So right now, I think whatever was hitting us, the 1 wave or 2 waves, I don't know how many waves there were, but let's go ahead and figure this out here. We're on the 13th, so yeah, we went through this one, so it's done, and it's calming down. There's nothing coming at us, and a little bit of plasma will start up tomorrow. Yeah, so there you have it. The wind is slowed down. The plasma is very little plasma going to come out. You can see boom, 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 right? There it was, right there. That's the one right there that did it to us. Yeah. So it looks like we're going to be okay. Not worrying about that no more. But we did have some pressure. If we looked at the ground magnetics, back to normal, eh? Watch, see if it does it. If it do it. Yeah, pretty quiet. When it's this quiet, you gotta worry. We weren't that quiet the other day, that's for sure. All right. What else? Yeah. All right, let's look at the tremors. What we got tremor-wise? Yesterday, 342 tremors. Silesia. Oh, it is on that other end. You know, San Juan Islands, all this stuff right in here. If this starts to creep north, we'll say that this is a beginning of an ETS. So it's only been going, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, And then that's when it started. So we're only 4 days in. It's got to go 10 days for an ETS event to happen. And it's got to move north up to Vancouver Island. So, yeah. Nothing reporting yet. So, it's always a day late and dollar short. So, beware. And just a little bit down here by Roseburg. Yeah. But yeah, the concentration there, right there, eh? These are just vibrations. There are many of them. It's 342 of them. I'm not sure they know what's what up there in the Pacific Northwest. We can look at the tremor research, tremor log. Yeah, they don't have anything. See where it goes up here on the island? January of 23 was the last one. So we're in 24. We're already 14. No, we're way into it now. January to January is 12, and then we're in August. That's 8. We're 18 months into it. Now I think, see how it does it right here, and then it rolls up here. Now April 17th, August 1st, 2023. After stopping and starting in different parts of our standard study area, it is my conclusion that I don't know what the hell is going on. It seems that the standard ETS area going from roughly southern Puget Sound north to mid-Vancouver Island has now broken into at least 3 subzones, each going off at different times. I show here a timeline for the past 6 months, cover tremor locations in our standard area. The colored bars represent periods where there were enough tremors to qualify as an ETS. In each case, there is at least a hint of geodetic motion to support that interpretation. The batch and the beginning of the year red is from the northern section and covered this blog above. The April batch green is partially covered above but continued over a week after the post above. The batch in late July blue may not be over yet, seems to be dying out. The shorter bursts in February and June, I've looked at some detail and determined that activity consists of much shorter bursts of only a few hundred locations lasting only 2 to 3 days, and most down dip east of the main zone. This type is isolated bursts of tremors are quite common over all the Cascades. So this is from August of last year. Here we are, August of this year. Of the 3 extended tremor periods, one in April seems to be the largest, both in the numbers of 8,700, duration of 21 days. Below is a map showing the location and sequence coded by time. Note it starts just above Vancouver, BC, then spreads both north and south. As noted above, it was under Port Angeles on the north coast of Olympic Peninsula on April 13, and but moved away from there within a few days. The special DAS experiment started. That's where they put the line in the ground and they're checking it out. That DAS experiment on the day, early analysis of those days indicate that wait, that didn't make sense. The special DAS experiment started on the date, and very early analysis of those data indicates that it did detect the tremor. Those data and subsequent periods are being analyzed in greater detail now, with plan of presenting results at the fall meeting in the American Geophysics Union. That already happened. Locations for the latest, and may still be going on at the time of him writing this, are shown below the map. Now, upon the earliest blue locations are in the southern Puget Sound at above the same place that the previous sequence stopped. Thus, if all three sequences were taken together, they pretty much match up in a full in all parts of the previous standard ETS zones. In other words, our standard ETS zone of the previous decade or so may have just been an artifact of these smaller zones going at roughly the same time. Go figure. Yeah. So we've been vibrating pretty regularly in this. You can see how far it goes down. It started down here and it moved its way up, right? Then when it goes across Vancouver Island, right? So the writing of this was August 1st. And what is it supposed to be, like every 14 months? But based upon the latest article that we've talked about, not ad nauseum, but quite a bit, yeah, they go back all the way to the 25. Or 2005, sorry, 2003 and 2005. You can see pretty regular every year. Based on the other article that I'll try to find it. If Canuck is here, he knows where the article is. What they discovered in the study is that looking here at the Pacific Northwest and where the Juan de Fuca is, right? Well, I can just do it this way. I'll take a pic of it. Probably easier to do that, and then open it up in a paint here. All right, so we're in paint here. You can see this. There is 4 to 5 sections. Like there's a section right here, right? And they coincide primarily. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when they're talking about the ETS event, they're talking about this sector here. Okay? This is where the ETS happens. And what they've noticed on that ETS event is that the let me just do brown. The subducting plate kind of is like this, right? And then, right, it's kind of like that. And then when you get to 3 and 4, it's kind of like that. And then when you get to 5 through 7, it's kind of like that. So all 3 different kinds of sectors. And what they've noticed in their study, what they've noted in their study, is that each section vibrates and moves at different rates. So the idea that, in my mind, the idea of a complete rip and getting that, magnitude 9 just doesn't happen regularly. And it doesn't happen a whole lot. Since 1700, when they said it happened, this area right here has 4 to 5 major quakes, 6 and above. There's another one out here, another one up here, and one out here. So what about all down here? No major quakes. Now, there are plenty down here off the coast, and periodically we do get quakes on these levels here. But to say that a big rip happens, I have to challenge it, man. I got to say, I got to call bullshit. Now, I'm not a geologist, and they look at the water lines and the way it's moved. I think most of the problems are up here and up here and up here. But a complete rip where every single one went, well, how many quakes happen in Oregon? I mean, if I just did a search, you know, of the catalog here, customs, I'll do 6 and above, and I'll do 1,700, and I'll do a custom search. All right, and I'm gonna do Vancouver, probably from right here all the way into just that, you know, north of Sacramento, right? And these are 6 and above, mind you, right? And search where the earthquakes happen. So they happen down here, pretty much north of the Gorda Escarpment. We see on a Blanco fracture zone, right? And it's mattering out here. We see them just south of the Olympic Peninsula. One in Vancouver, one off the shore, and a line of quakes moving interiorly. Now the ETS event pretty much stops mid Vancouver Island. So what are you seeing? Well, I'm not seeing a whole lot of evidence for a total rip. What I am seeing is a lot of evidence for big quakes in roughly 2 sectors that act completely different of each other and independent of each other. If I did the largest first, the largest was a 7.5. That happened right up there. 7.4 down there. 7.2 down there. 7.2 down there. 7.2 down there. 7.1 down there. 7.1 down there. 7 down there. 7 down there. 7 down there. 6.9 up there. 7 down, or 6.9 down there. Down there. Down there. Down there. Down there. Oh, no. Right up in here. This is the area of more larger quakes. It doesn't mean it won't rip, but what it means is over the history of 300 years, what do you see? So everybody, you know, the hype, oh, it's gonna be devastating, da 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 da. I think it will, but it's got to be some sort of other factor. Good morning, Vampy. There's got to be some other factor that really is in play here. And we've seen the, with the latest study, we've seen with the other papers that this acts in sectors. And if the southern portion is more, it bends more sharply. I have to wonder, and I don't know how where the San Andreas and the subduction zone, right? where they meet at the Gorda Escarpment, right? If they meet at the Gorda Escarpment, oops. And I could have just done. I didn't need to go all the way out there, did I? No, because all I'm talking about is the meeting of it. All right. And so you can see the 3D. I'm drawing a 3D line, so I apologize. Where the San Andreas meets the Juan de Fuca there, right here. San Andreas comes up right here. And a San Andreas, the scientists believe, is a straight crack all the way down into the upper mantle. So it's, 25, 30 kilometers deep. And a subduction zone that begins right there at this junction also goes down sharply. So my question is the San Andreas moving up and removing this subduction zone, or what the heck? We got a subduction zone out here, and then we got a strike slip down here. And does the strike slip just continue going out? There's a hell of a lot of quakes happening in that area. I mean, a lot. The Gorda Escarpment is roughly a strike slip sector, whatever you want to call it. And then the Gorda Ridge is a spreading ridge. And then the Blanco Fracture Zone is another strike slip. And then the Juan de Fuca Ridge is a spreading zone. So it kind of goes like this, right? Like a lightning bolt. Is that what we're seeing? Is that what you see? Lightning bolt, right? So it comes like this, goes like this, right? The San Andreas comes up here, goes like this. This is a strike slip. This is a spreading zone. Spreading zone. Strike slip. So if this and this are spreading, right, creating more Pacific plate, and this is a striking, quite possibly at one time this and this were together. If this didn't exist, that's exactly what would happen. But what's going on in our area? What we know is the Pacific Northwest all right. What we know is that in the Pacific Northwest, that there's a spot out here in the middle of Washington that all of this is turning clockwise. The Pacific plate's moving up northwest. United States is moving due south almost at this time. And at least part of the west coast of the North American plate on the southern part, let's call it. So if all of this is getting clockwise, what's going on? They have a lot of GPS signals that point like this, if not like that. The scientists do. If this is going clockwise, then whatever is out here of the Juan de Fuca is being pressured the way the pressure works, right? And all the earthquakes are happening down in this area. So this is the land, or the subduction zone, and the land is out here, right? Then down here's the San Andreas, and we have the Mendocino. What's going on? Most of the earthquakes are happening here. This is the Juan de Fuca is going down this trench. And by the time it gets to the land, it's, wait, let me just do that. It's going down, and it's going down the trench. Don't know really how far inland it goes. I think if we looked at the tremors, we can look at where the vibrations happen most of the time. Past tremor sections, you can see, right? Past tremors happen all the way down to down here. There's Sutter Butts, the last volcano of the Cascades, even if it belongs to it or not. But if these are the tremors in the depth, in the how distant inland the downward arcing is, and you can see that these are continuing down below, right? And these are right, what the hell? Maybe I broke it. There it is. Hey. All right. There you go. It's well within the downward slope of what they believe to be the Juan de Fuca. I think it goes way inland, but, you know, the subduction zone's way outside there. That's the plate contours that they believe the plates are at, right? The different levels, in midsection, deeper. And if the vibrations are happening just only in the deeper side of things and not the out here, the breaking of the plate or the folding of the plate underneath North America. I mean, even in Olympia, that's where all the major quakes in the Seattle area go. Right? We just looked at that all down here. See? All down here, Olympia. North of Olympia, I should say. Right on these islands. That's where all the major quakes happen. Yeah, there's one out here and one out there, but primarily there. How does that make an orphan tsunami? I don't know. Down here, all the quakes are happening here. Not in here. Right? Klamath has got one. See where they're all happening? And yet they have the forest. I think the forest is on the Olympic Peninsula. The sunken forest. Well, I know parts of southern Cal down here have sank and risen 8 times. And I know the San Joaquin Valley sank 8 times. And rose and sank, rose and sank. and it's sinking again because we're taking all the oil out. But who knows? Is it cyclical? I don't know. I have to kind of challenge some of the ideas. Now, the evidence suggests that there was an orphan tsunami back in 1700. I think it was January or something. And it hit Japan. It hit Alaska. And then they had also the forest up here and the sand particles that are there. So they've got really good evidence to suggest that major tsunamis happened and major subsidence happened and uplift has happened along the coast. And then now they say there's at least 5, maybe 6 sectors that act independently of each other and different. Some move quicker, some move slower. The Astoria Canyon, that's a break, I don't know if the Astoria North or the Astoria South, but there's Astoria right there, and there's no evidence of major quakes in the area. Why is that? I have to ask. And so our research in our rabbit holes and all that, kind of what we look at, we try to figure it out. And I'm not sure that geologists truly have a concrete understanding of it, because it's theoretical. And I think they have good evidence to suggest that there was a 1700 quake that created the orphan tsunami and did all that. But how does that relate to the ETS? Is there such a thing as an ETS? Should we follow the ETS and say, well, this is what's going on? Are there quakes that are associated with the ETS events? We'd have to take all the main ETS events that we have on record and see if there's any earthquakes based on those, any large earthquakes. Else, it's just movement, baby. Like your belly growling, like mine. So I don't know. Right now, there's nothing. Yeah, nada. But if I put it in all magnitudes, you'll see smattering of little bitty ones, except for this straight line. Yeah, that straight line, what we call this, is the Walker Lane. And we've got 2 quakes better than 4s right here on either side of the San Andreas. Is the San Andreas beginning to rock and roll? Is the chicken leg pushing it up? Or is the chicken leg just a way to look at it, that it's already being pushed up? Is the Pacific Ocean moving north? Is North America moving southwest? All these different things. It's not like all of North America is one rock, floating across. No, it's a big freaking mud pie with rocks in it. Take some pea rock, mix it up in some mud, and throw some sand in it and mix it all up. Make some wet, some dry. Play with it a while. You'll see what I mean. You mean the Wasatch from Utah right there? You see the coming out of Utah, straight across through Vegas, on out to sea, through Ridgecrest, through the 4.0 that, or the 4 whatever that hit in Northern Cal, or 5 whatever it was. Nice line going right out here. See that? Did you see that before? The Murray fracture zone? Right up there. Is that something real? It's part of Garlock. Gotta wonder. Or does it go right into Los Angeles? Or does it curl right through here? And as it does, it curls right through where the yesterday's quake was. Right? And out this way. Gotta wonder. There's some islands out there that kind of follow that train. And if this one bends, turns down, does this one, and does this one. There's a lot of canyons. There's the Monterey Canyon. There's the Astoria Canyon. All right. You got to wonder where all these things are going. And the reason we look at those things is because we want to understand why earthquakes are happening in these geographical areas. So I've added more questions. Don't have the answers, all of them. I have suppositions. They're not even hypotheticals yet. They're a thought. Buoys. There's a hurricane off in the Atlantic, down by the Caribbean. But I don't see any floating buoys bounce around. And yeah, good morning, Eden. Nice to see you. Planet Vampy, of course. Hugo and Rhubarb. Rhubarb. What a name. Yeah, this looks like this hurricane's going to move out into the, North Atlantic. We'll see. Looking at that, we'll look at the COD here. It's not on our map here. Global sectors. We'll look down here. There it is right there. It's developing. A lot of monsoonal moisture moving up into north, into the Four Corners, coming out of Nebraska, Missouri, Iowa. Looks like there's some activity moving its way across the states, the plains. Looks like Canuck got a little bit of weather, not a whole lot. But, yeah. Look at all this monsoonal moisture. Put it in play. Sure, why not? It's growing. Big storm here, eh? Looks like another one's developing out there, too. Let's go to the dirty. Check them out. We got high pressure going over the southwest, killing the moisture. We're going to get hot again, I can see. Moisture moving across into Arkansas, into the Tennessee. Sister, you better watch it. That thing's getting blown up pretty good. Let's take a closer look at that little storm here. Look at all these frays. This low pressure here. What's the yeah, check it out. Building. It's coming your way too, sis. Upper level. Are you catching some wind? All right, Walleye King. Oh, you're up there with you made it up there, eh? No, that's tonight. That's right. Look at all these. This is an intense swirl here. Normally we see those with hurricanes. You see what I mean? This is a high pressure It's the opposite way. There's something funky about this. It don't act right. I don't know what the heck that is. Normally, the spin happenings clockwise is a high pressure, but that's a high pressure storm moving through southern Missouri into Arkansas, into Sister's neighborhood. Lord, we ask for protection around all of our families and those people in the wake of that monster. Yeah. And we just put a hedge of protection of love around our families. Yeah, that's weird. All right, let's go ahead and look at what NOAA says. Crazy. As I close all those. In the Atlantic, here, Ernesto, 50 miles an hour, tropical storm. Ernesto, predicted to go out that way. It's not a hurricane yet, just a storm. Looks like it's gonna stay off the coast. By Saturday, it'll be up by Bothan. Yeah. Don't be in a boat out there, please. That'd be bad. Let's see what else we have. I was waiting to have him come in, but there you go. Enough said. Look where you are, right here. And everything is right out here, all mixed together except for Venus. There ain't no love over here, baby. If Venus is the love planet, right? Yeah. Volcano news. Let's see what's happening in the last 24. In the news today, August 13, 2024, Simiru, Ibu, Reventador, Sangay, White Island, Little Toby, Sabancaya, and Popo. Popo's like 17.8, and the flight level is 2,000 or 20,000. So maybe 2,500 foot, maybe. 21's probably closer. It's popping some ash up there, and there is a safety zone beyond it, so you know what I mean. Ibu, 8,000 feet. Ibu to Kono, boom, 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 all year long. They've been pissed off. I mean, 8,000 up to 20,000 feet. Between 8 and 10 seems to be the average. Ibu is like 4,600 feet, and Dacono is like 3,800 feet. So it's going a mile high. Boom. Right? Sabancaya, down there in the armpit of South America, it's a 19,000 foot mountain. I think it's one of the tallest volcanoes in the world. One of them. 19,000, and it's going to 21. So, yeah, you know. Reventador. Nothing. White Island glow suggested rise of magma. Oh, hey. There's a glow. Magma to the surface. Sentinel-2 sees it. You can see all that SO2 and steam and gobbledygook. Don't go to the island. Look from space. You know what I mean? Last time. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Boom. Like 14 people got hurt. Yeah. Just crazy people. So it's active off the northern sector of New Zealand in the catcher's mitt. Now, New Zealand's been banging too. Several little earthquakes in the northern island and the southern island tip where they meet. Right? Very busy. Small, consistent quakes. Nothing to be noted, but still. Little Toby, 12,000 feet. Hey, little Toby, right? I think it's what is it? 55. Little Toby. And if I showed you on the map, easiest to pop into USGS so you can see. Little Toby's down over here. Okay, and zooming down, there's the Seahorse. Here's Timor. Little Toby is right there. Little Tolo, I think, is right there. So Little Toby acting up, 12,000 feet, 55, so that's a mile high. Bam! Simiru, there and just near the Little Toby. Simiru here. Look at the first, here's Java. Look at the first armpit or bay. Zooming in, there it is, right there. It's like 12,000 feet from here, right there. And that's only like 12,000 feet, you know? So as high as it is as far as it away from the ocean. So it's almost like a vertical, straight up in the air. So, yeah, far out, eh? White Island, yep, 5,000 feet. Sangay, 19,000. Sangay's in Ecuador. As we zoom in over here, Ecuador is right here on where the Galapagos Islands are. See, when a Galapagos seems to slow down, Ecuador picks up. When Galapagos picks up, Ecuador slows down. There's a relationship here. And then Panama and everybody goes, Costa Rica kind of goes nuts. There was like a 6.8 right here. And Cotopaxi, which is a volcano right here. River Vendedor, right up in here. I forgot it. Sangay. God bless America. Sangay is down here. Here's the volcanic arc. Both Sangay, Ecuador, Reventador, and Sangay are on the internal side of the volcanic arc, and they're always busy. I mean, Cotopaxi is in the volcanic arc. It's an older mountain. And I kind of wonder why. I have to wonder why. I just don't know. And what's weird is the volcanic arc comes down here and then stops. Here's a subduction zone. There's no volcanoes out here. Is it because this is moving north? There's volcanoes that start right around, I want to say right in this region, right? And that's where Sabancaya is. Sabancaya is actually like right there. I don't know why there's no volcanoes in there. It doesn't, I think it's the way the plate hits, the subduction hits the side of Peru here. And what's interesting is up here, subduction, we have the Cascades, which is kind of falling away from it. It's closer to the border of the subduction plate here, further away up here. Yet the volcanoes are active up here. Why is that when this plate's moving away from it? Well, it's because the subducting plate going down is being turned over clockwise. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Little Toby, 12,000. It's a mile high. Ibu, 8,000. We talked about that. White Island, very busy. And that's it for volcanoes. Today in the news. This day in history, earthquake-wise, the Pyrenees, 1967, had a 5.3. Now, it was on the northern side, northwestern side of the Pyrenees, but still, the Pyrenees had a 5.3. Why do I say it? It's the mountain range between France and Spain. Frogs and quiche. I don't know what quiche is, but a bunch of eggs and something, I think. Real men don't eat it, so I don't eat it. Yeah, 80 people. One person was killed in this. 1967, sad. 80 people were injured. The shock was strongly felt in northern Spain. In historical time, only 2 strong earthquakes have centered in this region of the southern France. It's in France. Yeah. Also, on this day in history, 6.7 central Turkey. The Andalusian Ridge fault zone, northern Andalusian. 50 people were killed, 208 were injured, 3,400 homes wiped out. In addition to that, in 1868, Peru, Bolivia, 25,000 people were killed. Extreme damage, and a tsunami occurred in 1868. That's a date you should look up. It's an 8.5. Might have been stronger. Might have been weaker. But it happens. All right? There's an 8.2. Happened in 2014, an 8.2. Chile, yeah. Iquique, yep, the northern end. The largest quake was in Chile, Valdivia, 1960. Alaska, Sumatra, 2004. Alaska was in 1964. Tokyo, Japan, 2011. Sever, Russia, 1952. Chile, 2010. Yeah. Rat Island, 1965. India, Assam, 1950. Largest quakes in history. 2001, Peru had a 8.3. Those are all mega quakes in southern Peru all the way down to here. Mega quakes, 8 and above. And you heard pretty recent times. It's no joke. Real big, massive quakes. In a subduction zone. Pretty regularly. And it's a long darn way. You know, some 9,000 miles, right? That means the fault is freaking huge. But hey, I digress. Let's go ahead and look at what the EMSC has on for us on tap today. And bum bing 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 on tap today. Yeah. We'll just cruise on down. Fair amount of quakes. Last 24. Hang on. Oh, let's see. Vanuatu had 122 deep, 4.5. 4.2, St. Vincent, Windward Islands. I saw that right when I was going to bed 9 hours ago. Can't get no sleep. Pardon me. I'm drinking a coffee, man, trying to wake my ass up. Southern Cal, little 2-1. Bali, little 2-8. Juji, 3-6. Central Peru, 8 hours ago, had a 4.7. Central Peru, right there. North of the volcano, right, in the Andes, still the southern, or the Peruvian Andes anyway. Croatia, they called that a 3.9. Gosh, I saw that thing hit. No, I'm gonna go bullshit on that. Poor Croatian dude. I don't know, him and his family, they felt that when he said it was strong. A 3.9 is not strong. To him, it was strong. Everybody's okay. He didn't say any damage, but they felt it. And a 3.9 is kind of hard to feel if you're walking around. But they felt that one. It happened at 6:43, so they might have woke him up. Or it might have been in the evening. I don't know. It was in the nighttime my side, so probably in the morning to them. Probably around 8 o'clock in the morning. Maybe 9. 314 people responded to it. And I'll show you where it hit. And yep. He lives in this region of Croatia. And they felt it. So, bam! Go back. And go back. Offshore Mutual Con, Oaxaca, they're trading threes. Virgin Islands region had a 3.5, and that's where that other quake hit too. It's a little bit southern, or on the southern sector, but you'll see that. Gulf of Cali, another 3.5. Baja, California, 3.4. I'm telling you, Baja 3.1, Baja 3.3. The chicken leg is moving. Colima, 3.8. That's just north of, that's where that one right there is. Syria was banging yesterday too, or Jordan, Syria area. I know that Israel and everybody has been on high alert. Not just the war, but because of the big giant quakes that happened in Turkey. You know, another Baja. Shoot. Kashmir, India, banging around a little 3.5, but 4.1 off Oaxaca. Jalisco, 3.5. Baja. Hey, do we have a swarm? We'll check that in a minute. Central Cali, 2.2 again. Puerto Rico, a couple of them. Here we go. Bougainville. Bougainville. Yeah. You know. Bougain. Sounds like something from Louisiana, right? Bougain. Kind of French, kind of Cajun kind of feel to it. Bougain. 5.1 PNG. Right there, as you can see. Bougain. Oklahoma. There was an Oklahoma yesterday. It got reported of 4.1, but USGS denied it. That was weird. I don't know why. It was on Alamax too. But powers that be determine what's what, right? Antofagasta, Chile had a 4-1. Greece is still popping a little bit. And that's it. Virtually quiet. After we did what? Had a geomagnetic storm of an 8? A KP8? We had a G4. And no major earthquakes. Thank God. A smattering of earthquakes around, you can see. Tonga popped with a 4-4 just recently. Luganville, Texas. No, that's Lukenbach, Texas, right? Vanuatu 4.5. Then here's the, well, that's Bagain, right? And then Indonesia yesterday, right? And then Indonesia yesterday, just right off the shore of Simiru. Yep. And then one little one between Taiwan and Japan. I don't know if the alert for Japan is lessened, but we can briefly go check them out. 3s and 4s, and that's still popping. Fukushima Prefecture, Kunamoto, Okinawa 3.5. That's what we just saw. So they're still getting quakes. Just, I don't know if the alert's still going. Have to check the Met office on that. And this is the other Japanese site. You can see when something's coming in. Hokkaido is always pretty busy. 3 6s, 4 6s, 3 6s. Sorry about that. The latest on up in here. Yeah. Interesting. All right, so nothing Japan. Well, we wanted to look at Mexico. What the heck is going down with the swarm in Baja? Check it out. Couple off the Cabo San Lucas. One off Guayamas or Hermosillo. Right? But look at the San Felipe crack. Between Ensenada and TJ, it seems there's a lot of activity moving that way. And that tells me the chicken leg's moving. Yeah. Because the Pacific Ocean's really moving now. I wonder if it picks up speed and slows down, picks up, slows down. I gotta wonder. A couple off the Rat Islands. Slowed way down in Alaska. And SoCal's quake still there. Highland Park. 4.4. There is a, if you want to learn more about that, somebody put out a I'll have to find it for you and put it out there. They put out an article or a writing. No, yeah, kind of an article, right? And they mobile here. I got it here. It's a 4.4 thrust quake. There you go. It's in chat. And you have to, if for those people on YouTube, you got to be in chat on Twitch in the mornings to see that stuff. So that's it. Yeah, we've had pretty good showing here. Yeah, that was from QuakeHack, by the way, too. She showed up again. let's see. As my neighbor rolls up again. Anyway, no big deals. Big hugs, y'all. Remember, don't get none on you. Thursday, not Thursday, but we have the rabbit hole tomorrow. Come and see it, and it should be pretty good. Canuck and I have an idea of what we're going to talk about, and it's going to dovetail with Professor Nick's stuff, unless some major event happens. Then we'll be talking about that. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Got sidetracked, huh? Yeah. Anyway, always a pleasure to see y'all, and I'll hit the headlines here, but I'm not going to record it. But big hugs, y'all. Look for this thing out here on YouTube. Remember, don't get none on you.